I think last time someone spoke was from JM Mutual Fund, something. It's a long time back in Deccan. I think after more than 1.5 years, somebody is speaking about PMS. We have a slight change in program. So the next speaker is going to be from BOB AMC. So the topic is Ignite Growth, the future of energy opportunities. Yeah, Baroda B. By Mr. Chetan Dokanya, zonal head Baroda BNP Paribas. Prior to this, he worked in Nippon AMC, ICICI Securities, HDFC Bank and ABN AMRO Bank. Over to you, Mr. Chetan.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks IFPA for giving us another opportunity to present. Great times, good times to present. Most of the time we keep talking about when the markets are doing well, okay, and there's nothing to talk. The markets are not doing well for a change, and maybe not many people are comfortable right now with markets not doing well. But I was talking to someone yesterday and he said, Sir, market ऐसा कितना दिन और चलेगा? I said, I wish I knew, but जितना दिन ऐसा चलेगा, it's all good for us, right? When we fall sick, only then a doctor is required. When the market goes down, that is the only time where people remember all of us, that there is an advisor required, right? When market goes up, everybody says 25% to banega, tell me something which will make 30%, right? So great times. Thanks for the opportunity. We are here again on this dais to talk about Baroda BNP Paribas Asset Management. We've spoken about it, but we'll give you a gist of what we do, where we are, and what's our plan forward. More importantly, another NFO in the market, so which is our Energy Opportunities Fund. Should we sell? Should we not sell? I'm sure you all are used to seeing long lists of NFOs and everybody tells you, yes, there is enough reason that you should sell this NFO. I have 45 slides, okay. I'm not going to show you so many slides, but I'm 100% sure that the slides that I show you in the presentation, you will be very convinced that energy opportunities right now makes a lot of sense, okay. So, to begin with, I will skip some slides, but we are not new in the market. We are here for quite some time. It's a confluence of two strong legacies, Bank of Baroda, which is the second largest public sector bank in the country, and BNP Paribas Asset Management. Bank of Baroda manages almost or has a book size of 11 lakh crores. BNP Asset Management 591 billion US dollars or euros. So large companies come together. Why partner with us? Century-old legacy, trusted partners, very vast experience, present in over 121 locations, and a bouquet of possibly every scheme that you might think of. Managing almost 52,000 crores of asset under management and broken into debt equity in front of you. Now this is something that we talk about in all our presentations. What do we do most of the time? We follow returns, right? How has the fund performed in the last 1 year? How the fund has performed in the last 3 years? How has this AMC done in the last 10 years? This is how we have always used to select a scheme, right? Is that process right? Maybe the answer is no, right? What do you need to do? You have to believe in a process. You have to believe in the process. I like the chef. I like the chef. I like the ingredients that he is using. And if all this comes together, the food that will come out should be very, very good, right? Rather than looking at a great food which tastes great, might not have very good ingredients or might not have very clean ingredients to go with. So what you need to do is trust the process. Here at Baroda BNP Paribas, we follow a process of business valuations and management, which is called the BMB framework. Business, what is business? Business is basically we look at whether the industry is a great industry to be in, whether that particular company in that industry is doing well, whether it's a market leader. We look at valuations like a price earning, price to book, EBITDA, PAT, all the numbers that you all would look at. And most importantly, we also look at the management, right? There can be a great business, there can be a great opportunity, there can be great numbers to support, but you don't have a competent management, or you have a management which is ethically not sound, right? So a combination of this is something that we look forward to in a stock, whether it is investable, whether it should be included in a portfolio, and that is how the BMV framework works. A very large team for an AMC with 50 to 53,000 crores of AUM, asset under management. I think it's a very, very large team, almost 23 people on the equity side. Now, this is one thing that all of us understand, right? Do we have a mic? So this is, hello, yeah. So this is one thing that we all understand, performance, right? So if you look at performance, I think performance is right on top. Be it my large cap fund, be it the mid cap fund, be it my balance advantage. So we are all over the place with a legacy of some funds exceeding 10 years. So I'm not a new asset management company with 2 years, 3 years of track record. I have track record across my schemes. And the beauty is that I have great performance. The sizes are also very interesting. The asset under management so when you talk large cap, most of the time you are talking about 10,000 crores, 20,000 crores, 30,000 crores. When you are talking about balance advantage, again you are talking 20,000 crores, 30,000 crores, 50,000 crores. Here we are talking about funds where the sizes are 2,400, 2,700, a balance advantage is 4,200. So the sizes are very, very reasonable. We are at a sweet spot, and you know that compared to a large fund, okay, a mid-sized fund is much better because it is more nimble. I would want to spend more time on it, but I'm so wanting to talk about the energy fund. Again, look at our fund performance. Believe me, the funds are doing fantastic. Whatever is the parameter that you want to use, the funds are doing well. In fact, many of us have started using ChatGPT. All of us have started using AI, and we know AI is the next big thing. I hope you all have seen there is something called Meta AI on top of your WhatsApp, right? On that, you type the best large cap funds in India, and you will find among the top 3 funds, my name will be there. And you know, I can't buy that spot, okay? You really have to perform to be there. So my funds are doing well all over the place, can do much better in terms of sales. Now coming to the energy fund. Again, as I said, yet another NFO, another boring NFO, and the team will come and talk to you about Sir Energy Fund and started 21st and goes up to 4th and we need your allocation. Is it investable? Is it a great idea? Why not another NFO that is there in the market? Okay, nothing against anybody, you should do NFOs, okay, but why energy fund and what is so interesting about it? Take off the camera, take off the light, take off the mic, take off the screen, take off the fuel from the car, or just do one thing, take off the charge from your phone and you suddenly become helpless. Gone are those days, right? There is no current in the house and nothing, and people come together across a candle and talk. Gaya zamana. Okay? The current goes in the house, I'm sure you won't be able to find a candle. If you find, you will find a birthday candle. Right? So we are so used to energy. The lift doesn't work or the car doesn't work, the ATM doesn't work, nothing works. You are disconnected. So is energy the next big thing? I don't know. Okay, everybody, even the panwala downstairs, will tell you AI is the next big thing. Right? Artificial intelligence is the next big thing. Maybe he will not know the full form of AI, the panwala I am talking about. But AI will be the next big thing. That everybody is talking about, right? Do we know that when you do a Google search, okay, when you do a Google search versus when you do an AI search, the power consumed between a Google search and AI search is 10 times. 10 times. So if we are talking about AI being the next big thing, we are also talking about 10x energy being used and energy being the next big thing. If we are talking about EVs being the next big thing, then we are talking about energy being the next big thing. If we are talking about per capita going up or income levels in India going up, then I think energy consumption is going to go up. What's the similarity between a caveman, Einstein and Vikram Sarabhai? All of them in one way or the other have discovered or found out energy. Countries need higher energy during their developing phase. Now please understand that when our income grows, okay, the energy consumption that we have increases. We move from smaller houses to bigger houses, from bicycle to motorcycles, from motorcycles to cars, from cars to bigger cars, okay, and from normal houses to air conditioned houses. Everywhere you will see that the energy consumption is increasing. Okay, I'll give you a data. Energy consumed by an Indian per capita, energy consumed by an Indian. Compare that to a Chinese. A Chinese uses 4.5 times more energy than what an Indian consumes. We are already using a lot of energy, we feel, right? But a Chinese uses 4.5 times more energy than this. Compare that to a Korean uses 11 times more energy than what we use. A US Canada citizen uses 15 times more energy than what we use. 15 times. So, will we reach 15 times? I don't know. Or we might reach 100 years, 50 years down the line, I don't know. But will we reach where China is today 4 times? Even if it reaches twice, that means we are talking about 2 times. We are talking about 2 times the opportunity. At a China level, we are talking about 4 times the opportunity. Now this is another slide which shows you, which I talked about, that energy consumption is directly proportional to your income. Okay? The left hand side is 2003 and the right hand side at 2023. The per capita income, what is the per capita income of our country right now? 12,000 rupees, okay, per annum. Per annum. Yes, it's approximately 2,500, 2,600 US dollars. So very roughly, if you convert it, it is 2.5 lakh rupees or 2.3 lakh rupees per annum, per person. What was it in 2003? 3? Ajay sir, what was in 2003? Today it is 2023. What was the per capita? 700 US dollars? Around? It was almost 300 US dollars. Okay? From 300 US dollars, now we have moved to 2,500 US dollars. At that point in time, when we were 300, China was approximately 2,500 US dollars. And currently, China is now operating at 12,500. look at the way the energy consumption per capita has jumped for China. India might not be visible to you here, but look at how the energy consumption per capita has jumped for China. From almost a 2 megawatt per capita, it has moved to almost 7 per capita. Almost 7. Okay. So, and it has moved similarly for India, but maybe you will not be able to see in this chart. Energy consumption is directly proportional to your income levels. You will buy more phones, you will move to a bigger house, you will have more cars, you will have more forms of energy consumption. This is another slide talking about the same thing, that in the past and compare that to now, India also, the usage of energy has gone up. And on the right hand side, if you see that from a $3.9 trillion economy, if it moves to 6.3 trillion economy, the energy demand is a straight line. It is no complicated, no maths, no E equals to MC square or anything. It is a straight line. Energy, आपका income ऊपर जाएगा, your energy demand will go up as an individual. Okay? It is as simple as that. Some boring slides here, like when we talk about energy, how many stocks are we talking about? It might seem like a very, very small universe, but let me tell you, out of Nifty 500, 150 stocks, 150 stocks can be considered part of the energy theme. It is a thematic fund, it's not a sectoral fund. Okay, and what are the themes or what are the sectors that can come into this? Power and electrical equipment, petroleum products, gas, oil, consumption, consumable fuels. So a lot of companies can come into it. Another thing that you need to note is till November 2024, which is 2 months back, energy index had 10 stocks. Okay, it was a very, very concentrated portfolio. Right now, that index has 40 stocks. Okay, so we are talking about a true blue flexi cap portfolio that we are wanting to create. Energy index has shown long-term outperformance. Okay, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Similarly, outperformance Nifty 8 out of 10 times in the last 10 years. Energy is done well. Okay. Some interesting conversation again, maybe not the slides. What is the four-wheeler penetration in India? 4%, 20%. Ajay sir has his numbers gripped very, very right. 4%, thanks. So India, the automobile penetration in India is at 4%. Okay. And where is China? We don't like to hear the word China these days, but still. 16%. Perfect. Exact. That is the number. 16%. Okay. And what is US at? 64%, 50%. It's at 81%. 81%. Okay. So out of 100 people, 81 people have cars. In India, only 4 people have cars. So should we move from here to 80? I don't know. Should we move from here to 16? Should we from here can we move to 8? We definitely can. Right. So the opportunity is very, very large. Now within the same segment, if we talk about, you are seeing a lot of electric vehicles around you, right? We are talking about 4% automobile penetration. You are seeing a lot of electric vehicles around you. What is the electric vehicle penetration in India? 0.5, less than 1%, 0.005, no, it's come to 2% now. Okay, 2% of the automobiles, okay, are electric in India. Right. Just one, excuse me. Sorry, I missed your question. Correct. Huh. Correct. Yes, see, any industry or anything new in the market, okay, it takes time. It takes time to settle down. People are now talking that maybe electric is not the best, next big thing, hybrid is the next big thing. But, you know, why are people talking about it? Because right now there is something called range anxiety. What is range anxiety? If your mobile phone has less than 50% battery, you start feeling that should I look for a charger? Okay. Same thing when you are driving a car and it's an electric car and there is no alternate fuel in it and it drops to let's say 40% or 30%, people start getting that anxiety feeling that where will I find the next charging station. Now today's newspaper article, I'll tell you, all of these guys like Hyundai, Maruti and all are going very, very large on electric vehicles. They are talking about an infrastructure very similar to the mobile network. Okay, so what is the mobile network? Mobile network is a beehive structure, right, wherein there is no point where you will not find a signal, right? A beehive structure, one tower and the next tower, and there is an overlapping signal between the two towers. They are talking about a similar structure or similar infrastructure with regards to electric vehicles charging. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is it evolves. Okay, it evolves. There are better, earlier there were cars which were doing 150 kilometers per charge, now they are 500, 600. I saw a car talking 1200 kilometers per charge. So those things improve and the penetration will improve. Okay. So what am I saying? 2% electric vehicle penetration in India. Again, where is China? Where is China? Somebody is spoiling my presentation, getting all the numbers right. 25. Thanks. Thank you, sir. So China is at 25% electric vehicle penetration. 25 and 2. 2 has to move to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8. Right? We reach 25 or not, I don't know. But should it reach to 4 and 8? Yeah, that can definitely happen. So, and similar, I have numbers for refrigerator penetration, I have numbers for air conditioning penetration. Air conditioning penetration, for example, refrigerator penetration, for example, US is at 100%. 100%, we are at 18%. So these kind of dismal numbers are there in a country like ours with a population of 150 crore, which is now looking like a huge advantage. So, is energy a great thing? I would still say yes. Okay, consistent performance and all that. Now this is the most important slide of my presentation, and after this if he rings the bell also I am ready to give up. So there will be so many NFOs, or there are so many products. Why NFOs? Ongoing schemes. Okay. If there is a discount going on in Myntra or Amazon or somewhere, or a Hyundai says that take 20% off in my cars or 10% off in my cars, or Adidas says that take 30%, entire Chennai will be going there and buying that depreciating asset, right? Here I am talking about something which is available to you right now at 40% discount. Does it not make a great case? That, what's the conversation? The conversation is, "Arey, market bahut upar chala gaya, sir, where do we invest?" And then now people are saying markets have been correcting in the last 3 months because of overvaluation. Is it the right time? Should we put money? Should we wait for things? Here I am talking about a product which is talking about 40% discount to the market in terms of price earning. Price earning everybody understands, please. I am sure everybody understands in this room, and everybody that you sell to also understands price earning. Price earning is the most used, abused word right now in the market. At a 25-26 price earning, I am talking about a price earning of 16, which is 40% discount. Abhi every book, anybody who has ever written, aap nikal ke padho. High price earning, don't invest. Low price earning, invest. Do we do it? We don't do it. So is there an opportunity? It's a huge opportunity. Let me tell you, it's a huge opportunity. So So there are two types of people, right? Between us, between the clients that you sell. Okay? There is one guy who likes to and loves stories. कि सर मैं जा रहा था अगर आप लिफ्ट में फंस गए तो and if the current goes and all that. There is somebody who understands that story and maybe that's an energy story that you want to sell to them. Okay? I'm not saying right or wrong. There is another guy who's I want numbers. So that logic or number logic, both the logic, it makes sense that energy currently is at a super discount compared to the rest of the market. Makes lot of sense to put in money here. Okay, might have some experiences with past energy funds that you might have invested, but please understand you have invested. One answer to that question is whatever you invested at that point in time is negative. Why are you blaming the energy fund? आपने फ्लेक्सी कैप मल्टी कैप कहीं भी डाला होता, you would have been negative by now. The other thing is they were tracking an index which was a 10 stock index, a concentrated index where a Reliance Industries might be of a 20% exposure and Adani might be at 10% exposure and things like that. Here I am talking about a 40 stock index. So a true blue flexi cap portfolio that I am trying to build. So your risks are mitigated and it's spread out properly. And it is a great theme. And if this is the only slide that you want to talk to your clients, maybe this is the only slide that you should present. And I'm telling you, if the client understands, I'm sure you understand, you have to make money here. सबने बोला है, राकेश झुंझुनवाला ने बोला है, वॉरेन बफे ने बोला है, मधु ने बोला है, हर आदमी ने बोला है, प्राइस अर्निंग तो ट्रैक करना है, राइट? ओके, यू ट्रैक प्राइस टू बुक. Okay, there we are talking about a big discount. You're talking about dividend yield. You're talking about a huge discount. You're talking about 1 year EPS. You're talking about a huge discount. The numbers are there on the table. Okay, and now the boring part of the presentation. So I will wait for your bell. So traditional sources, fossil fuel, gases, and the newer sources like wind and solar. The middle class story and this thing we already spoke about. Coal, petroleum, gas on the traditional landscape. Now which are the beneficiary companies? We are talking about the entire value chain. Okay, upstream, midstream and downstream. That means extraction of oil, for example, processing of oil and distribution of oil. Similarly, extraction of coal, processing of coal and marketing of coal. So traditional sources of energy, that is where we will invest: oil and gas, coal extraction, energy generators, power transmission, marketing and distribution, equipment manufacturers, service providers, the value chain which I spoke about, and renewable sources, solar, wind and hydro. Again, beneficiary companies, energy generators, power transmission, marketing, distribution, equity manufacturers, 2 minutes. Technology suppliers and service providers. Maybe this is the last slide that I would want to leave you with. Look at this, that energy transition, generation mix in terms of the total energy that we are producing now, compare that to what we will produce in 2031. Please understand, 2031 is not 30 years away, it is 5 years away. We are talking about doubling energy production from 448 to 900, right? And what is important to note over here is that, like everybody is talking about ozone layer and everybody is talking about so much pollution and things like that, fossil fuel is going slowly out of picture, right? Coal remains same between 2024 and 2031, but solar grows at the rate of 4 times, wind grows at the rate of 2.5 times. Have you invested? The answer is no. So this is a scheme and this is what we try to capture in our portfolio. 80% of the stocks will be equity and into energy or allied sector. One thing, bottoms up stock picking, so I'm not going top down, that this is the sector that, energy is the theme that I like, this is the sector I like, this is the stock I like. I go bottoms up, okay, I like the numbers, then I pick up the stocks. And hence it becomes a true blue flexi cap with a final estimated portfolio of 30 to 50 stocks. BMV I already spoke about, so that's the underlying across our schemes. So that is past. Let's talk about one stock that we have invested and seen. Sorry. Okay, one stock where we have invested and we've seen money. So I don't want to name the stock, but this is some stock that we are holding for a long time, and compare that to an energy theme, we made very good returns here. And this is our team. Sanjay Chawla, who is the CIO, will be personally managing this fund. So that's it from my side. Looking forward to your support in our ongoing schemes as well as in the energy opportunities that we've started from yesterday, goes all the way till 4th of February. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time. Any questions?
Thank you, sir. Please stay, wait on the stage. So, Mr. Mani.
Huh.
My question is, what will be the impact and challenges that we would face from the global level? This is something that is very much in control, and we are talking about only domestic.
See, challenges has to be there, okay? And with people like Donald Trump coming into the helm, he is a madman who can announce anything tomorrow, okay? So, challenges is going to be there. What specific challenge might come is something that is very difficult to say. Right now I can tell you that the cost of production, okay, for us in terms of energy, between now and 2050, we are looking at from $1.3 per unit, we will drop to 60 paisa per unit. Okay, that should make us the third largest producer and the cheapest producer in the world. So we can be energy surplus as well. So talking globally, yes, there might be problems, but it is never a straight line, right?